You know, when I was in an MLM, they would train all of their recruits to tell the story about like your humble life, your humble beginnings. Same thing as a dancer, except it's a little more marketable to have like, oh, you know, I have father issues. A damsel in distress, come and save me. And then they'll be like, oh, I love saving hoes. That's my favorite thing to do. So today we're going to be talking about things I learned when I was a stripper that apply to any business. Number one, what I learned as a stripper. This is kind of common sense, but not so much because you'd be surprised how many people are bad at negotiating. Child, everything in the world is negotiable. Everything. Let me tell you, those new chairs I got that are in my little dining area downstairs, original price $300 a piece. I got them for $200 a piece. You know why? Because you just got to open up your mouth and ask. And guess where we got them from? Target. Target make deals. You know, Target price match. But also, depending on, you know, who's the manager, Target will make you a little 1-2 deal. So, you know, don't feel any type of way if it's like, oh, that's not really in the budget. Just ask. Just ask. Everything in the world is negotiable. Now, I will say this was not only taught to me in the strip club, but it was also taught to me in Bali. Most foreigners are pretty bad at negotiating. In comparison to a Balinese person, you just not gonna, come on now, they do it every day. It's kind of like being in Mexico, you know, going to Puerto Vallarta. You're not gonna win against a Mexican's child. So, you know, as a foreigner and just in life, you need to learn everything's negotiable. I've gotten a lot better at getting what I want in life. The strip club was really my preschool. It was my kindergarten for how to open your mouth and ask for what you want. And really that it's not that hard to do that. Today we're using this palette by Adriana Nichole Cosmetics. These are the shades. They are glitter neutrals and a few of them at the top are color shifting. So I was going to use like maybe a center row. I might still use a center row one, but I'm already in love with Wealthy right here. So I don't know. Wealthy's getting all my love and affection. Green tones do it for me. And while we're talking about haggling and bargaining, no, I need to tell y'all this too. So back in the day when I used to work at Crazy Girls, well, maybe I shouldn't tell y'all this. Maybe I shouldn't say this on the record. I would literally sell a full package of an experience that wasn't even offered by the club. I would just do it by myself and just be creative. Like that's a real salesperson. Next thing I learned at the strip club is that straight hair, I hate to sound like one of these dating coaches, but as a former adult entertainer, kind of still, you know, I switched over to Lonely Bands full time, but so I still know what makes the money. This is all just data collected. Straight hair makes the money. I just want to tell you guys, straight hair makes the money. And here's why straight hair makes the money is because you're widening your chances and you need as many chances as you can possibly get. Everybody don't want the 2 puff balls. Everybody don't want braids, but everybody wants straight hair. Everybody. All different types of men from all different walks of life, socioeconomic status, like straight hair. So as a woman, you know, do with that what you will, because, you know, if you're not going to go make money off of that, that's cool. But you know, if you want to increase your dating pool, you already know. Or at least make it a little bit more wealthy. You already know. Going in with a Pat McGrath foundation. I like this foundation. The only critique I have is that it is a bit watery. So Pat McGrath, I don't know, girl. And I don't want nobody on here talking about my hyperpigmentation. You know I just built a whole villa in Bali. I don't want to hear nothing. We was in rough construction conditions. So bitch, you be having bumps, huh? How many villas you got, bitch? I don't want to hear it. Let's get back into the list. Business lessons I learned from being a stripper. Number 3, it is okay to turn down business if it seems like it's going to be a headache or not worth your hassle. You don't have to accept every single customer. You don't have to accept every single dollar. You don't need to do that. Oftentimes, top 80% of your business is going to come from your 20 best customers, 20% best customers. And so the rest of them, wasting your time, spinning your wheels, Oh my God, I could give you example after example. But the point is, you know, if a man start asking a bunch of questions, I get questions all the time. This guy asking me on my lonely bands, you like wedgies? Well, have you ever bought underwear for people? Why you haven't bought underwear for people? Sir, because what? Why would I need to buy underwear for other people? So, you know, at that point, I just stopped responding because any money that could have been worth getting out of you is not worth it no more. I don't want to talk about buying granny panties for people. Obviously, I'm not the girl for you. And it's like sometimes I try to be, but how much money realistically you gonna get out of somebody who hasn't paid? They coming out with all these questions about wedgies and panties and I keep hinting like, you know, show love. We could have a way better conversation if you just like leave a tip. But he don't want to leave a tip. He's like, I don't want to leave a tip if you're not gonna tell me if you like wedgies. It sound like you a headache. It sound like you a headache. Mm-mm. Oh, that was Makeup by Mario in shade Dark. Yes, contour stick. A very good contour stick. Imagine I spend an hour on that guy, and in turn, I miss out on the guy who wants to just give me, you know, $200 for a FaceTime or whatever. I could have done so much more with my time, and there's a limited amount of time. This is why they say time is the most important currency, or whatever the fuck they say about time. They say a lot of things about time, but it's because you can't get it back. There's only so many hours in a day. Okay, we moving into setting now. This is gonna move really fast. That is the slowest part for me, is the foundation. Y'all tell me in the comments what part's the slowest for you. The brows, the foundation, the lashes. But yeah, I think the brows actually are the slowest for me. Lesson number 4 I learned at the strip club that applies to all businesses. This is controversial, but early bird does not get the worm. You thought early bird gets the worm. No. The bird with the right timing gets the worm. This is so deep because this can really be relevant to life chapters or just like one night at the club. Like I said, you know, you might think, oh, early bird gets the worm, but then, you know, Travis Scott comes in the club at 2:59, the last hour, and the girls who also got there at 1 a.m. are making all the money because you're tired because you got there at 10 p.m. You know, you sleepy by 1 or 2 a.m. They just getting started. Not only that, but let's think about the people who got on TikTok in like 2020, 2021. Those are the people whose timing was impeccable, not the people who got on TikTok when it was Musical.ly. The people who got on when it was popping off but already established. You know, we doing dances over here. We got dances to learn. That was the right timing. I forgot to tell you guys. So what I just did was I just set my whole face with this one shade. It's shade Mahogany 56 by Sephora Micro Smooth. Typically, I do everything backwards than what everybody else is doing. I just want to let y'all know now. So typically people go in with the setting before they go in with the full face. I go in with the full face so that one part of my face is not like real sticky and tacky. I want this to lay really flat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip my damp sponge, but not wet. It's already been rinsed, but it's like dried out. Go in here underneath my eyes, just make sure there's no creases. Okay, creases are out. I do like to drag it down. So this is how I like to bake, and I don't really keep it on there too long. I just go ahead and spread it like you just seen, and then blend it on out with the same brush you use to apply the shade 56 or whatever your shade is, you know. Same brush, no additional product. We're just blending. Finally, going in with a darker shade. This is shade 65. It's called Toffee. And I'm using this. It's only slightly darker. Notice it's not that much darker. I'm using this as my bronzer. Using that same brush just to do a little general contour for the nose. Sometimes I do a like serious contour and sometimes I don't. Does it look good? You guys like it? I like it. So I'm going back in with my Makeup by Mario contour stick in the shade Dark. This is the same thing I use for the contour, so keep that in mind. And now we're gonna put on, this is from Indonesia. Don't ask me what shade this is, child. This is from the Side of the Road Beauty Supply. Okay, so boom, I can't help myself. We haven't tried this shade called Majestic. but I really want to do this shade, Wealthy. What do we do? Oh, it's so good. It's such a good color. I want to do Wealthy. I'm going to do what my heart says. Let's just swipe Majestic. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, we going in with Flawless, which is the lightest brown shade. This is the 5th thing I learned from the club that applies to any business. And I also learned this when I was a part of an MLM. Now, I was going to make a separate video about things MLMs taught me. I learned I'm never going to join an MLM again, but I did learn a lot of lessons. This one I did learn in the club as well. And that is that people in general, including men, are emotional buyers. Okay, you would think it's just women. No, men are emotional buyers too. Men will often purchase something or support you based on how much they like you. If they like you, they will feel more like they have to be loyal. You know, if I don't support this person, I'll feel like I cheated them. There's something to that. There's really something to that. One thing that both MLMs and strip clubs have in common is that you have to sell people on your story. Whether it's a real story or not, that's one thing they both got in common too, because people be lying. You know, when I was in an MLM, they would train all of their recruits to tell the story about like your humble life, your humble beginnings. Like you come from nothing and, you know, if I can do it, so can you. A real victory story rooted in like family and good values. Same thing as a dancer, except, oh, you know, I have father issues. A damsel in distress, come and save me. And then they'll be like, oh, I love saving hoes. That's my favorite thing to do. And they'll save you. I am going to add a primer, although you don't need one. This primer is also by Adriana Nichole Cosmetics. Girl, I'm supporting you, girl. Black owned business, girl. This is how I apply it. You know, like a real makeup artist. Now I'm going in with that Wealthy color and I'm just digging into it with my finger. See, it's so pretty. But look, it comes off green. Watch this. See, it's like a beautiful gold olive green. It's, ugh. It eats so hard. It eats so hard, especially with the primer. I usually, I think I've only worn this twice already because this is a new palette, but the formulas are the same. So sometimes I don't wear a primer and it still eats. Like it eats so good. Look at how this eats down, girl. And I'm just slowly moving my finger up to blend that glitter in with the brown base coat. The brown base color. Oh my God, like that. Stop it right now. Okay, so we're gonna do that on the other eye real quick. Speaking of, one final lesson that I want to share with y'all, business lesson that I got from the strip club, but this also is huge in MLMs, huge actually, is to work until the last minute. You never know what is going to happen in the last hour, literally at the strip club. And figuratively, like for example, in business, you could feel like I'm not going to meet my goal. So just for the sake of this example, we'll stick to the strip club. You could say, oh, I came in here, I wanted to make $1,000 and it's already 2 a.m. and I ain't really made nothing. Y'all might as well just go home and accept defeat. No. You do not accept defeat. You work until the last minute, the last hour, because you never know. Like I said, Travis Scott could come in and then boom, now you're at the right place, right time. And chances are, let's say you do work until the last minute and there's just no way possible you're going to make the goal. You don't just lie on your back. You want to be further along than you were if you would have just given up. Like maybe you didn't make 1,000, but at least you walked out with 600. You further along than if you would have went home at 200. So that's why it's so important to work until the last minute. You just never know what can happen. You never know. Now I'm going in with my favorite eyeliner ever. I always say every business has like a core product, and if they had to only sell that product, it would keep them afloat. For Wet n Wild, it is this eyeliner. Wet n Wild, listen, if you want to discontinue every other thing and just only do this and push this gonna keep you in business. Alright, we're about to wrap this look up, especially because that's all I learned, child. That's all I learned from the strip club. No, there's actually so much stuff that I learned. But if you guys want to hear more, I'd be open to sharing. I just don't want to share any more like old strip club stories. I'd rather tell you guys lessons I learned from past chapters in my life. Because boy, are there so many? So, okay, I just put on this shade called Flat Iron by Makeup by Mario. It's so good. And, okay, I remember why YouTubers did that. And what I like to do is I like to put this on top. Also very good. Don't play with the Laneige sleep mask. It is such a good gloss. It is so glossy. Look, only a little. So glossy. Today we're using shade number 4 by Adriana Nichole Cosmetics in like this little elf fluffy brush. So you see what I did? Just like that. Just a little, not too much. That's literally it. Let's let our hair down. Lay your head on my pillow. Oh, we forgot to do the mascara. It looks so good. I see why people say you look like a deer. I see. It's because of my eyes. I definitely have a doe-eyed look. Telescopic. Where's she at? White eyeliner. That's gonna add to the doe-eyed look even more. I almost bought the nude eyeliner instead of the white. I'm gonna do that next time. I like the white, but you know, I just want to see what the nude will look like. I think it'll look a little more natural. And this is newsflash, my first time ever using the telescopic. I don't want to hear your mouths, because I know how you are. Oh my God, you never use? No, bitch. No, I've been doing stuff. Oh, I like how small the brush is, because you can actually comb the lashes. Side note, I'm a very political girl. But I can't wait for this whole thing to be over. I'm ready for the madness to stop. I'm ready to take it out back and shoot it. I'm so tired of talking about Trump and Kamala, girl. I love your blowout. I love everything you stand for. But girl, I don't want to hear no more speeches. I know your speaking points, girl. No, I got it the first time. I'm not one of those people who needs, 10 times. I got it the first time. I'm gonna vote for you. That's all that matters. But yeah, when this is all over, I'll be ready for the world to go back to how it was, because I need people to start spending money again. Now, granted, we in the summertime, we just got into fall, so hopefully the capitalism goes ahead and takes an upturn. But this is the final look. You guys let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite part of this video? What y'all want me to talk about next? Follow me on Instagram, Bobbiana the Builder, and I'll see y'all in the next video.